ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणि नित्यानंद नमस्तुभ्यं प्रेमानंद प्रदायने कलौ कल्मषनाशाय जानवापतये नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने गौरतिसे नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा. So we welcome everyone for today's discussion on Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2 and verse number 31. We started discussion on this verse from last 2 days. So this is the beginning of third section of chapter 2. So in the previous section, Lord Krishna uh, convinced, gave very wonderful reasons, arguments, and very analytically he explained the characteristics of the soul and comparing it with the body matter, and hence he proved that नासतो विद्यते भावो ना भावो विद्यते सता नासतो vidyate bhavo. There is no value for material things. The only most valuable uh, aspect of our life is spiritual aspect. She convinced, he gave such nice analysis. But still, Krishna might have observed by seeing Arjuna's expression that he is unable to fully accept it. So that is the way an expert teacher should teach. And of course, I am not that much expert. I fully accept this. The expertness of a teacher, a spiritual master is that according to the situation of the devotee or disciple, he uh, uplifts him. So the first business of a spiritual master or a spiritual guide is that they should tell the plain truth without hesitation. As Krishna spoke in the previous section, Science of Soul, Krishna very frankly, without hesitation, in the very first verse, Krishna explained that Arjuna, although you are talking like very learned person, but know for it certain that you are a fool number one. Why? Because all your arguments and reasoning are just based on bodily concept of life, the Atma Buddhi. All your reasoning arguments is based on matter. You have not at all concerned. You have not at all this considered about the fact that you are not the body, you are spirit soul. In all the reasons, whatever reasons Arjuna gave to avoid the battlefield, all the reasons were just based on material things, material body, gross body, or subtle body. That's all. He didn't even talk about the soul, existence of soul. That's why Krishna told this. Gatasuna sumsha nanu sochanti pandita. Those who are actually learned, what is the meaning of actual learning? The meaning of actual learning is that one should understand that I'm spirit soul. I'm completely different from this material body, made up of earth, water, fire, air, ether, gross body, and also mind, intelligence, and ego. I have nothing to do with all these two kinds of bodies. So any kind of means situation of these two kinds of bodies doesn't really affect the soul or activities of the soul. So one cannot give any reasons why he should not act on the spiritual platform. why he can't perform devotional service, if somebody gives the reason why he can't perform spiritual activities or devotional service, why he can't fully surrender to Krishna based on the situation of the material body, either gross body or subtle body, Sukshma Sarir, mind, intelligence, and ego, and gross body, then he is not actually learned person. To be very frank, Krishna told this in the very beginning of the instruction. In the verse number 11, Krishna clearly says, Nanu Sochanti Pandita, those who are really Pandit or learned, they do not lament like this. They do not speak like this. Uh, this is what Krishna spoke, and very plainly he told. And then he started explaining, giving the knowledge that, okay, Arjuna, you are not learned. That's why you are a fool number one. That's why you are talking about all these things, nonsense things about regarding matter, considering matter, material bodies, material emotions, material things to be of greater value than the your spiritual duties. That is because of your lacking in knowledge, actual knowledge, spiritual knowledge. So that's all right. Now because you have surrendered, so let me give you knowledge. So then Krishna started very mercifully. Krishna then started imparting the spiritual knowledge. And then, but at the end, then Krishna might have observed that still Arjuna is feeling excessive attachment for material things. Then, very mercifully, he means he what you can say a standard. He downs his standard from spiritual to he comes to material standard. Then Krishna says, okay, okay, let us forget for the time being. Let us forget that we are not this body, we are spirit. So let's forget about spiritual things. You are unable to take it right now in a proper spirit. That's all right. You just forget it. Just consider about your material duties right now. That is what is the beginning of this section. In this 31st verse, Krishna says, Swadharmam api chaveksha. Even if you consider your Swadharma, Kshatriya, as a Kshatriya, considering your specific duty as a Kshatriya, you should know that there is no better engagement for you than fighting on religious principles, and so there is no need for hesitation. So, first of all, we try our best to inform people, to preach that we are not this body, we are spirit soul, we are eternal servant of Krishna. We have nothing to do with any other material things, material people. So why should we keep an attachment for anything of this material world? Just give it up and develop complete full attachment for Krishna. And if you can't develop full attachment for Krishna, then at least desire to become free from all other attachments and develop full attachment for Krishna. At least come to this stage. That is what is. But if somehow or other, if somebody is unable to do it also, then on the level, on material level also, we should understand as long as we keep material attachments, even materially, we cannot be happy in this world. That is a fact. Nobody can deny this. Those who are too much attached materially, anything for anything, either for material objects, material people, material position, name, fame, ambitions, then their life becomes just full of misery and anxiety full life, because constantly they are harassed by this constant desire or attachment to get something. Uh, so one may set material goals, that's all right, but if one becomes too attached, then if those goals are not fulfilled, then he will become very frustrated. Uh, this is a fact. We find many people, they set certain goals to clear certain competitive examination, and they prepare very hard, and because they develop so much attachment to get that, so if they don't get it, then sometimes they even commit suicide. It has been seen. There are students who prepared very nicely, best preparation they did to get admitted into IIT, but they could not make it. But still, their rank was nice. They could have gotten some other good college, but no, because of excessive attachment, they could not tolerate not getting it. So sometimes they commit suicide also. Just see. So even materially also, if we remain attached to material things, material people, then our life will become miserable. So that is what is Krishna is telling in this section. He is going to explain these things in this section. So he's beginning with this aspect that at least observe your material duties. So dharma api chaveksha na vikampitum. Considering your duty as a kshatriya also, you should not hesitate to fight in this battlefield. Uh, So yesterday I wanted to tell something, but some or other I got distracted and we landed into Mukundamala Stotram. And then all our 40 minutes just got invested there. We cannot say it a waste of time, but we got distracted. So we couldn't focus on this particular verse. But that was also very nice. Uh, so the point was that there are people, yes. So the point I wanted to make in yesterday's discussion, which I couldn't because of lack of time. So the point was that in this material world, not everyone actually can take up the spiritual life with full sincerity. That is a fact. Even if they know, they will not be able to take it. Rather, more than 95% people will not be able to take it up. That's why Krishna very mercifully, he has opened many paths to accommodate everyone. So Karma Kanda section is there. So this is Karma Kanda section, which enables a person to remain religious while enjoying sense gratification in a pious manner so that he may not get um, drifted, get away from the real goal of life. At least he will remain on the path and gradually he can make progress and come to when as soon as he comes to the platform of goodness, then after meeting a pure Vaishnava, then he can immediately develop full Krishna consciousness, pure Krishna consciousness. Those who are influenced too much by modes of ignorance and passion, for them it will be always very difficult to understand the words and instructions of a pure devotee who is speaking from a spiritual platform and without compromising, who speaks on a spiritual platform. So on a spiritual platform, even material so-called good things also become entangling. So sometimes these pure devotees they uh, condemned these things also. So not able to understand, so they sometimes criticize them. Just like today is Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur appearance day, and she was a typical example for this because many people considered him to be his dear enemy because he never compromised speaking the truth, whether to his disciples, followers, a newcomer, anyone who may be. He spoke the truth, plain truth. Uh, and for this reason, he himself told at the end of his life, he told this. Okay, because I never hesitated to speak plain truth, many people got disturbed by me, and thus they considered me their enemy. But the day will come in their life when they will realize that I was their real well wisher. This he spoke when he was about to leave the body before few months, few days back. He spoke like this. So anyway, so that's why in Bhagavad Gita, actually Krishna in the third chapter it will come. Krishna gives this instruction. He says that those who are learned, they na buddhi vedam janayet ajnanam karma joshitam. Uh, those who are too much attached for enjoying their activities in this material world, ajnanam, so they are foolish. So those who are learned, those who know the truth, they should not disturb them. They should not unsettle them. If they are doing it, let them do. But how a learned person should act, he should engage them in their activities in Krishna consciousness so that gradually they may become purified. And then, if they become purified from modes of ignorance and passion, and when they come to the platform of goodness, then you can tell them that you leave this goodness also. This is also material attachment. Uh, and you develop complete attachment for Krishna, service to Krishna. Give up all other nonsense desire. Then it can be shared. But in the beginning, if somebody is in ignorance and passion, if you tell him, then it will be means just like disastrous for him. It will be a earthquake, a tsunami within his heart. He will not be able to accept it. Uh, so, uh, but we take the chance, we take the risk. But after knowing, we engage everyone. That's why Srila Prabhupada, although he spoke very plainly, plain truth, and in the his books also, but very mercifully he designed, managed this society so nicely that it accommodates everyone, all kinds of devotees, all kinds of living entities. That's why it is said, Srila Prabhupada built a home in which the whole world can live. He built a home in which the whole world can live. But whatever instructions he spoke, not everyone can follow it or accept it. But gradually, one is promoted. Gradually, one gets elevated. So Krishna is trying to elevate Arjuna gradually on the spiritual platform. So now he is focusing on his Arjuna's material duties also. How Arjuna can perform his material duties very nicely. Material duty means duties prescribed by the scriptures in terms of one's varna and ashrama. So Arjuna belonged to Grahastha Varna, Kshatriya Varna and Grahastha Ashram. So this was Arjuna's Varna and Ashram. So according to Grahastha Ashram and Kshatriya Varna, Shastras give some certain kinds of duties to do, dharma, and that is known as Swadharma. So, Swadharma. So, Krishna is reminding Arjuna of his Swadharma, that means his Varnashram Dharma, that this is your duty, Dharma, that you should not hesitate to fight for right cause. And this kingdom is right, you are the rightful heir of this kingdom. And under these irreligious sons of Dhritarashtra, they are acting on irreligious principles. So, that is your duty to kill them or to defeat them. So that's why in the next two lines it says, Dharmadhi yudhyashrayo anya kshatriyasana vidyate. There is no better engagement for you than fighting on religious principles, and so there is no need for hesitation. So there is no better engagement uh, than fighting on religious principles. If you have Kshatriya, it is said, if a Kshatriya gets an opportunity to fight for protecting religious principles, it is as good as a Brahmana performing yagya, sacrifice. A Brahmana, karmakandi sacrifice. If a Brahmana performs very nicely a karmakandi sacrifice, then he is promoted to the heavenly planet. Similarly, a Kshatriya who fights for protection of religious principles, and if he dies while fighting, he is also promoted to the heavenly planets and gets the same destination as a Brahmana who successfully performs a yagya, karmakandi yagya. So that's why for a Kshatriya, there is no better engagement. Yudhyat, dharmyadhi yudhyashchayo anya kshatriyasana vidyate. So please note this point very nicely. It is very important because there are many people who get misguided by this. They think that Krishna is telling, just see Krishna, what Krishna is telling. Dharmyadhi yudhyashchayo anyat. There is no better engagement than doing yuddha for Arjuna. For Arjuna, to fight is there is nothing better than fighting in the battlefield. So this is not the meaning Krishna is telling. Please carefully note this point, because using this word, sometimes people they say, for you, there is nothing better than uh, performing your duty. You are a student, so there is nothing better than studying. Uh, so you should study, not chant Hare Krishna. In this way, they misguide people. Or for a grahastha, similarly for any different kinds of people have different kinds of occupations and duties. So one may get misguided. But for whom Krishna is telling this? He is telling for a kshatriya. Ah, for a kshatriya, there is nothing better than fighting for the protection of religious principles. So kshatriya means dehatma buddhi. One who thinks, one who is unable to give up this mentality that I'm not a kshatriya, I'm not this body. Even after explaining to him multiple times, still he is unwilling to give up this mentality. He is unwilling to, he is unable, practically he is unable to give up this attachment for material body. He is determined, Grahavratanam, he is determined to enjoy in this material world. Then the best option is given. Okay. No problem. If you can't accept that you are a spirit soul, you are an eternal servant of Krishna, if you are too much ambitious, if you think that you are a Kshatriya, so okay, at least do best out of it. That is what Krishna is telling. But a person who is intelligent enough, who by hearing properly, and if somebody can put complete faith in Krishna's words in the previous section, what Krishna explained that we are not this body, we are spirit soul, then this verse is not applicable for that person. If somebody can accept that, yes, I am an eternal servant of Krishna, I am a spirit soul, I am different from this body, then his duty is what? To serve Krishna. That is his duty. Then he can renounce all other duties. Tasya karyam na vidyate. That will be explained in the third chapter. So, but as a Kshatriya, so one who thinks that Kshatriya, just like when once Srila Prabhupada was asked by one Mataji that, Prabhupada, did you say that women are less intelligent? So Prabhupada replied uh, very gravely. He said, yes, if you think so. That means if you think that you are this body, you are a woman, then you are less intelligent because then all the features, all the nature of a woman will be applicable to you. But if you think that I'm not this body, I'm a spirit soul, I'm eternal servant of Krishna, then you are not less intelligent. You are perfectly intelligent person, huh? Most intelligent person. That is explained in the Bhagavatam, Sumedasa. Those who accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead and consider themselves to be servant of Krishna and engage themselves in the service of Krishna, they are Sumedasa, the most intelligent kind of people, most intelligent. They do not belong to this material existence. So we should not identify ourselves with this body. Rather, we should identify ourselves with Krishna and in the spiritual terms. Then, wait, sorry. So if we don't identify with this body, then we transcend the bodily disqualifications, bodily limitations, and material limitations also. Because as soon as we think we are this body, then the place where the body is situated, the body is situated, and with the pupil or environment, whatever, then anything, everything connected with the body, then it matters if we think ourselves with this body. But as soon as we identify ourselves with Krishna, the Supreme Lord, as his eternal servant, then this bodily limitations and anything connected with this body becomes immaterial to us. Uh, so this is what Krishna is telling. So for Arjuna, because uh, Krishna understood Arjuna is unable to immediately give up this uh, bodily misidentification. So as a Kshatriya, he is considering himself to be a Kshatriya. So okay, still you should fight because being a Kshatriya also, if he will fight, still he will get promoted to higher destination. He will be that Krishna will explain in the upcoming verse that you will go to Swarga and then you will acquire more piety, more goodness. Then at certain point of time, she may come to the state of accepting that he is nothing of this material world, and then he can fully surrender to Krishna's instructions. As Krishna says, Bahunam janmanamante jnanaman jnanavan mam prapadyate Vasudeva sarvamiti samahatma sudurlabha. After many, many births of executing one's prescribed duties, uh, based on one's varna and ashram, after many, many births, many, many means thousands and thousands of births, when one actually comes to the real platform of knowledge, a real knowledge, platform of real knowledge, then he accepts Vasudevam Sarvamiti. Lord Vasudeva is everything. And then he fully surrenders to Krishna without hesitation, neglecting all kinds of dualities, no doubt at all at his heart. He becomes free from all doubts. So, oh, this purport is very lengthy. We'll read the purport tomorrow and then we'll discuss more about this verse. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. So, if anyone has any question, you can ask. Hare Krishna. यस अंकिता माता जी।
हरे कृष्णा वंदना प्रभु। बच्ची हल्ला कर रही थी सरेंडर के लिए, फुली सरेंडर के लिए आपने क्या बताया लास्ट में? कैसे हो सकता है?
Fully surrender is possible. You simply have to accept that I do not belong to this material world. I am not this body. I belong to Krishna. So Krishna is my eternal master. I am his eternal servant. So let me serve him. Simple. No rocket science.
प्रभु,
Nothing.
प्रभु वो मन वाला जो आपने दूसरी क्लास में बताया ना कि हमने आपको मन या नहीं मानना ये सब चीजें, तो वो अप्लाई करके देख रहे हैं, मतलब प्रैक्टिकली अप्लाई किया मैंने। कोई किसी ने कुछ कहा तो अपने आप को जब मन मान ही नहीं रहे, हम एक बॉडी है ही नहीं, सब बिलोंग टू बॉडी, वो चीज इफेक्ट नहीं करती है। उस टाइम पे चैंटिंग मन में करने लगना है भूल के, वो चीज हो रहा है प्रैक्टिकली। थैंक यू प्रभु।
Okay. Very nice. Keep trying. It may be difficult, but if we can accept the knowledge which we are trying to understand from Bhagavad Gita, so then we will be able to make it. It's not impossible. Okay. Yes, Shama Mata ji.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी। बहुत कंफ्यूजन है इस श्लोक में, क्योंकि काफी लोगों ने कचड़ा भर रखा है दिमाग में कि कर्मी पूजा वाला कॉन्सेप्ट। तो मुझे ये कहना था कि ये उसके लिए रिकमेंड किया गया है जो कृष्णा को एक्सेप्ट नहीं करता है, खुद को सोल
Yes.
भी एक्सेप्ट करना भी नहीं चाहता है। तो वो एक सर्टेन पॉइंट के बाद मतलब अपर प्लेनेटरी सिस्टम को मतलब प्राप्त करेगा, फिर वहां से ये चेतना विकसित होगी, है
Yes,
ना?
yes. Yes, yes. So time,
अच्छा।
after some time, after few births or many births, Bhavanam Janmanam Ante, you may come to the state. Because ultimately one has to come to this is knowledge, is this platform of knowledge that one does not belong to this material world. He is servant of Krishna. Then only he can properly accept all the teachings.
यस प्रभु। क्वेश्चन आया चैट बॉक्स में एक, जानवी माता जी।
Janvi Mataji question. As you said that people in Grahastha will have to take many births for getting fully situated Krishna, so why are women said to be? No, no, I didn't say like this. You misunderstood me. I did not say that Grahastha will have to take many births. I said those who can't give up the attachment for body, Dehatma Buddhi, this bodily concept of life, if one cannot give up, he will have to take birth. He may be a sannyasi also, a brahmachari or sannyasi. If a brahmachari or sannyasi, if he thinks that he is identifying himself with the body, me and mine, then he will have to take birth. No doubt about it. Just like suppose we are brahmacharis. If I think, oh, this is my preaching area, this is they are my followers. I'm such and such great brahmachari preacher. Brahmachari is also bodily designation. Brahmachari is Varna ashram, na? Brahmachari ashram, Grahastha ashram. So this is also ashram. So Varna and ashram, Brahmachari, Grahastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyas, and Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. These four Varna and ashram, they belong to material body, not to the soul. So if I think that I am a brahmachari, that is also a bodily concept of life. And if I identify myself and others, they are mine. So me and mine, aham mameti, aham mama iti. Then again entanglement. But if a grahastha, he does not think like this, doesn't think that this is my wife, this is my children, this is my property, but he thinks that I'm eternal servant of Krishna and all these people are servants of Krishna. My duty is to serve them so that they can advance in Krishna consciousness. So that is perfect state of consciousness. And immediately leaving his body, he can get promoted to the spiritual world. Hmm? So don't misunderstand. Ashram doesn't matter. Ashram doesn't matter, and this gender doesn't matter. One may be Mataji, Prabhuji, child or old person, African American, Australian, Grahastha, Brahmachari, Vamra, Sannyasi, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. These are all external bodily designation. It doesn't matter. Internal things matter. Consciousness matters. At the time of death, whatever consciousness you will have, you will set accordingly. You will get that next destination. That's why in the previous class I said, we We should not make excuses for uh, executing Krishna consciousness. So we should be fully prepared that, okay, I must do it. I'm whatever may be the situation, whatever may be my situation, even if I am living in most unfavorable situation, even if I have been living my childhood might be completely unfavorable situation, but it's still right now I have got the knowledge. I know what I am supposed to do. I must act on this platform. So I'll become free. There's no doubt about it. Clear? Okay. Yes, Krishna जी, वैष्णव माता जी.
हरे हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी मैं मेरा क्वेश्चन इस टॉपिक से नहीं है। मैंने डे 3 को एक्चुअली फॉलो कर रही हूँ मैं, तो उसमें मैंने 69 लोगों को फॉलो अप किया है, जिसमें
Okay,
से
okay.
कुछ तो प्रभु
Thank
जी
you.
निकल गए, गर्ल्स से प्रभु जी निकल गए। तो एक तो इंटरेस्टेड हैं बट मैंने उनको अभी ऐड नहीं किया है।
माता जी, अभी टाइम लिमिटेड है, क्वेश्चंस कर लेते हैं,
ठीक है,
चलेगा क्या? ओके।
हाँ हाँ चलेगा। हरे
तो
कृष्णा।
आप श्यामा माता जी से आप डिस्कस कर लेना. आप लोग प्लानिंग करिए. ओके.
यस
यस श्यामा
यस
माता जी,
प्रभु।
आपका क्वेश्चन.
प्रभु जी, मैंने ये चैट बॉक्स में भी एक दिन पूछा था क्वेश्चन आपसे कि
हाँ.
कैसे आइडेंटिफाई करना है कि किसका बिहेवियर कैसा है, मतलब क्षत्रिय है या ब्राह्मण है, कैसा है, क्योंकि उस वे में जब हम सर्व करेंगे तो वो ज्यादा बेटर होगा ना।
Actually, no, no. We shouldn't be doing this. That's not possible because in this age, there is lot of mixing. Uh, no pure Kshatriya, no pure Brahman, Vaishya Shudra. There's one devotee, I think, one devotee was telling me. So, by caste, I am a Brahmin, and by occupation, I am a Vaishya, and by nature, I am a Kshatriya, and right now, I am engaged as a Shudra.
वही ना,
So,
सेम मुझे भी लगता है।
that's why it's very difficult to identify our nature. Those who are our superiors, a guru, a mentor, counselor, after some time they may observe our nature and accordingly they may engage ourselves in some kind of spiritual activity, service to Krishna. But for us, we should only think that I am eternal servant of Krishna, so my duty is to serve Krishna. That's all, to best of my capacity.
यस प्रभु। और मेरा एक और क्वेश्चन था, कल आप बता रहे थे सपनों के बारे में कि ये भी हमारे पास कर्मा होते हैं जिसकी वजह से हमें अजीब से आते हैं। तो मैं सपना देखती हूँ अक्सर कि मैं शराब पी रही हूँ, तो ये क्या है प्रभु जी? मतलब
नहीं नहीं, आप ऐसा मत
मेरा
सोचिए. आप शराब नहीं
आगे
पी रहे हैं, आप सोचिए चरणामृत पी रहे हैं आप. ठीक है.
ये
डोंट थिंक
क्या
दैट यू
है?
आर
मुझे
ड्रिंकिंग.
बहुत ही डिस्टर्ब हो जाती हूँ मैं अक्सर, ये
एंड
पता
दैट इज
नहीं
नॉट लिकर, दैट इज चरणामृत. कृष्ण का चरणामृत. थिंक लाइक दिस.
रीजन क्या हो सकता है।
वॉट एवर इट मे बी रीजन. I told yesterday, reason is same, simple, because of our previous karma, pious or impious activities. So, see, to be very frank, we should very frankly accept this fact that we have been living in this material world since time immemorial. So many millions and millions of birth, we must have done so many sinful activities. Very simple. So all those impressions are there within the core of our heart. So sometimes some of the impressions, according to time, place, are as based on maturity period. As the previous karmas, they get mature, they just get manifested. So we should not be bothered so much about these things. Our business, we should remember what is my business, what I am supposed to do now. Okay, I got this bad dream. I'm drinking liquor. I'm beating somebody. Uh, Sometimes, suppose a brahmachari, he gets the dream that he is engaging in sex life. So then, what he should do? Should he leave the ashram? No, because the previous past life impression sometimes it may come, but that does not matter. Right now, I know what I'm supposed to do, so that I'll do. Uh, till the point, till whatever point I can control, that is in my hand. Subtle things are not in my control. Mind may desire so many things, but it is in my control that I may fulfill the desire of mind or not. That I will choose very properly. That is what the meaning of the previous, in the previous class, the verse we were discussing. Uddhared atmanatmanam na natmanav sadayet. That means we must deliver ourselves with the help of mind, not degrade ourselves. So mind may give so many different varieties of proposals. Some positive proposals, proposals for sense gratification, and some negative proposals for sense gratification, and some positive proposals for serving Krishna. So it is our duty that okay, whatever mind will give desire, which will support me for progressing in Krishna consciousness, I will accept it. And whatever mind give the proposal which is unfavorable for Krishna consciousness, I will just reject it. I will not even look at it. Why to unnecessary take it at the heart and consider and analyze it? Why I'm getting such kind of desire? No, we don't have such so much time. We simply have to, whatever desires mind presents before us, we simply have to choose whether it is favorable or unfavorable. Okay, favorable, let me accept it. Unfavorable, just reject it. Don't analyze, because if you analyze, go on analyzing, then very difficult, because mind has both kinds of impressions, positive and negative. This life, at least we should just dedicate doing only those activities, following only those dictations which will help me to develop your love for Krishna. That's all. Then at the end of this life, Srila Prabhupada has guaranteed. So I have firm faith in words of Srila Prabhupada that you just give your best serving Krishna without engaging in any kind of sinful activity. At the end, you will become successful. Your mind will become completely pure. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will jump into your mind and make it pure and take you back home, back to God. That is what Srila Prabhupada said, and I have firm faith. So with this faith, I am engaging. Whether sometimes bad the impressions, the positive, doesn't matter.